The real name for the home was Deacon Smith Home for Waifs. When the boys were feeling funny, which wasn't too often, they called it Deacon Smith Home for Whippin'. For Deacon and his sister took a good deal of pleasure in whipping boys when they could think of the least excuse. Billy came in for his share of it all right. I usually could see it coming, and I'd ward him. "Well, I can't help it, Possum. I got to do something bad every once in a while so as to feel comfortable with myself. I get to feeling itchy and scratchy if I don't. If it was only once in a while, it mightn't be so bad. It's more like once a week." "Nah, you're always exaggerating, Possum." The next thing we knew, Deacon's sister would be all over us shouting, "What are you two talking about?" And I'd be in for it along with Billy. Oh, Deacon, he warned me about Billy often enough. "You stay away from Billy Foster, Possum. He's corrupting you. One day you'll get hanged alongside him." It didn't matter what Deacon said about Billy. Me and Billy had been together near every minute of every day and night since we came to the home, and we generally found a way to keep together. Considering the way the other boys admired him, it made me proud to be Billy's best friend. So I knew if I didn't talk Billy out of running off to find that lake of gold, I might have to go with him. We talked about it the next day, when staff set us to hoeing tomatoes and corn in the truck garden back of the barn. "Billy," I said, "you can't believe anything Cook says. He hasn't got any brains at all. He can't even tie his own shoes. He slips out of them at night without untying them, so he doesn't have to tie them in the morning. I saw him do it once." "That's just it, Possum. Cook isn't smart enough to make up a story like that." "Well, even so," I said, "how come nobody else came along and cleaned that lake out?" "They couldn't find it," Billy said. "Billy, for blame's sake, that lake didn't disappear itself." "I never said it did. Cook couldn't find it the second time. Wasn't smart enough to leave a trail or notice the landmarks. If somebody had cleaned that gold out of there, the story'd be everywhere." "Billy, we aren't old enough to run off yet." "Sure we are, Possum. If we got out of here, you could fix yourself up with a birthday." "Well, I don't mind about that," I said. I didn't say I'd already fixed myself up with a birthday. "Yes, you do. You could get a last name, too." That was another problem I had. I had no last name. The only kid in the world who didn't have one, I figured, although I wasn't sure about that. When they saw me curled up in the basket, they started calling me Possum. Just put me down on the books like that. Possum. By the time I got big enough to understand about last names, it was too late. When I asked Deacon if I couldn't have a last name, he told me I was an orphan and shouldn't be asking for special favors. I should be grateful that somebody was willing to take me in and see that I got an education and fatback and beans regular as clockwork. He forgot to mention that the charity ladies gave him a stipend every month for the services he did us boys. Not having a last name wasn't so bad when it was only the boys, but it was troublesome with anyone else. Somebody like the charity ladies or school inspectors were always asking for my last name. When I told them I didn't have one, they said it couldn't be. Everybody had a last name. And when I said I couldn't help that I didn't have one, they gave each other funny looks and wrote something down in their notebooks. I figured that what they wrote down wasn't very polite. "Do you really think I could get fixed up with a last name on the outside, Billy?" "Sure as I'm standing here." He was bound to answer something like that, but I figured it might be true. "How'd it work?" "Oh," he said, real easy, like he'd spent half his life getting last names for people. "You go to an office somewhere and pay them $1 and they fix it up for you. Stamp it on some papers." "Where'd I get that $1? I haven't seen anything bigger than a nickel my whole life." "Why, from the gold, dummy. Once we find that gold, we're going to have bushel baskets full of dollars. Just take one out of a basket and give it to the fella in the office. 2 minutes later, you got a last name."